Hi, this is Michael Ogechi-Ari with Enterprise Express Tax Service. Today's topic is a very important one and one that I come across almost daily in my profession as a tax professional. Why do I owe taxes? This comes up all the time. And to be honest with you, the answer is pretty simple. It's just that there's so many ways and so many variants with which you can end up owing taxes to the IRS or to the state. So let's get started. First of all, um, when you get paid with a W 2, taxes are deducted at source. Okay, so you have your federal taxes deducted, and then you also have your state taxes deducted. If you are not having enough taxes taken out of your wages, you will end up owing taxes come tax time. It's pretty much as simple as that. Now, let's take a step further. When you start a job, you are usually given a form that's called a W-4 form. This is the form where you indicate how many exemptions you're going to claim. Typically, it allows you to put a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4 if you're claiming all the kids, for instance. And sometimes I have people come in and they have up to 5 or 6 um, on those W-4 forms. And immediately I see that, I know that it's going to be off. I know they're probably going to owe taxes come tax time because they're claiming too much. In other words, they're having too little deducted from their paychecks. One way to get around this, or one way to remedy this, is to reduce the number of exemptions that you're claiming on that W-4 form. I've even had people go and claim as minimal as zero, even though they have kids and even though they're married. They just put zero in everything. Now, the flip side of that is that yes, there will be a high amount of the tax deductions taken out of your wages. So you will feel it every pay period. You're going to see quite a large amount taken out. But what will happen is that when it comes time to file taxes, you will definitely have a refund, or you will definitely not owe the IRS. One thing that you do not want to do, and I've seen people do this a lot, is to claim exempt. I've seen people go ahead and claim exempt on that W-4 form, meaning that the IRS or the state is not taking out any taxes at all. In other words, zero taxes are being paid. And then at the end of the year, they come to me and they expect a miracle to be done. It's not possible. You did not pay any taxes at all. So you're going to have a huge, huge, huge tax bill just because you didn't pay any taxes. Sometimes what can happen is if you are having enough tax credits, like the earned income credit, the child tax credit, and any other credit, it is possible that those credits could offset you not paying enough taxes. So there is a possibility that that can happen, but it doesn't happen all the time. And so my advice for anyone who is, earning an income, be it W-2 or be it with a 1099, is to cross-check with your tax preparer and have them go through the W4 form with you, and they can help you kind of determine if you need to make any adjustments to that W4 form so you don't end up owing taxes come tax time. The other thing that can make you owe taxes if you get paid as a 1099 contractor or a 1099 employee. What that means is that the taxes are not deducted at source. You are responsible for ensuring that you pay the taxes, and of course that's self-employment tax on that income, on that 1099 income, because the IRS views you as a self-employed person. Okay, so what you need to do in that case, in order not to owe taxes, is to have your tax preparer help you create an itemized payment schedule. There's a form, it's called a 1040-ES, and this form can be generated by your tax preparer so that you pay itemized payments, meaning you're paying payments every quarter towards your tax bill. The good thing with this is even if you overpay on your itemized payments, you will still get that money back from the IRS, or the IRS will apply it to your tax account because you have been paying on a consistent basis, usually every quarter, even though the IRS allows you to pay, as you can. But the typical schedule is that you pay quarterly, and the end quarter ends in January. The fourth quarter ends in January of the following tax year. I know it seems strange, but that's how the IRS does it. All right. So these are the ways that you could end up having a huge tax bill. So I'm going to point out a couple of things that I said. Do not, under any circumstances, claim exempt. If you do claim exempt, you are going to owe either the state or the IRS. So don't claim exempt. Ensure that you're having enough withholdings taken out of your paycheck, so that you do not end up owing taxes. It's pretty simple. As a matter of fact, if you look at your 1040, which is the regular tax form, which looks like that. This is the 1040 for 2022. What you'll notice is that for instance, on line 11, it does say there that it gives you what would be your adjusted gross income. That's your income after everything else has been deducted. And if you go to the second page of the 1040, right, there you go, that's the second page. On line 16, it says, it has the word tax. And then if you look at line 24, okay, it says this is your total tax. So your total tax is on line 24. Your total tax is what you are being taxed on, the income, on the adjusted gross income that you have earned for that tax year. If your withholdings are less than the total tax, then you are going to owe the IRS or the state, as the case may be. So that's another way to look at it. And typically what I usually do when people come in and they tell me, well, I went to this other preparer and I'm owing, I don't see why I should owe. I take a look at the 1040, and the first thing I look at is I look at their adjusted gross income, and I also look at the wages that they made, which is on line 1A, again on the 1040, line 1A, and I look at the wages that they made, and then I look at how much their tax was supposed to be based on that income. And then the next thing that I look at, and this is also on the second page, is I look at how much was withheld, the total withholdings from their paychecks. That's if they were on a W-2. And that lets me know whether they're behind the curve, whether they had enough withholdings based on the tax rate and based on the income that they made for that tax year. All right. So these are the ways that you can kind of tell and discover if you are paying enough taxes or if you're not paying enough taxes. But again, talk to your preparer, talk to your accountant, talk to your CPA. They should be able to walk you through this and let you know if you need to make any adjustments to your withholdings so that you don't end up owing. Thanks again. This is Michael Ivey with Enterprise Express Tax Service. Looking forward to serving you for the 2022-23 tax season. Bye.